Okay, lesson 22, page 28. This is Michael with Patriarch of Psaltophiles, and today I want to talk to you about the elements of ichos, or systadika των ichon. We talked briefly about it when we introduced plaios to the dartu, plagal fourth, ichos or mode, but now I want to talk explicitly about these elements and differentiate between the two ichos, so we have a very solid understanding between the two ichi that we've been chanting so far. The four elements that we can identify each ichos by are basis, scale, main notes, and cadences. Four things, and these four things identify any of the 8 ichos that we will be learning. Vasis, κλίμακα, δεσπόζων, δεσφόγγι και καταλήξεις, cadences. Okay. Here I have the scale for the second ichos, ichos δεύτερος, and to the right I have the scale of the plaios to the dartu, plagal fourth ichos. I don't have numbers, I have gray boxes where the differences are between one from the other. Their differences are marked with gray boxes. The basis is marked by the bar. The sposon dysphongi are marked with boxes. And each ichos, you can see the martyrias on the left side of the each κλίμακα. Okay. Let's start with δεύτερος ichos. The basis is the. The scale is chromatiki because it goes 7, 12, or list, whole, list, whole, list, whole, list, whole. You remember that? Diphonia, omia, or similar thirds. The sposon dysphongi are the, vu, and ni. Zo. And the catalyxes are also on vu, the, and zo. Let's take an example of that. Tes presevies tis Theotoku soter soson imas. So you have a cadence on vu. These your bass. So the third time you're going to say that, you're going to say di, ga, di, ke, zo. You have a cadence. It's not the final cadence, but it is a cadence on zo. Di, ke, di, ga. The, final cadence on the bass. Okay, so there you have it. Δεύτερος ήχος. We just crossed over. In terms of music, if you wanted to cross over from this the to that the, you would put a phthora of the diatonic the on an ison that happens to be on the. And from that ison on, you would be chanting these intervals. So let's say that we are on ichos δεύτερος. The plaios to the dartu, nothing changes. But when you chant it, you have the differences in the intervals. The gravu pa ni pa. You hear that whole tone? Ni pa vu ga di. The chromatic side. que diga bubani, ni diatonic, ni pavu, ni pavu, gadi que que, que, whole tone. Zo, ni, zo, que diga, vu chromatic, vu diatonic, ga digavu, digavu. No difference between δεύτερος ήχος και πλάγιος του τετάρτου. For digavu. Digavu pani, digavu pani. Not the same. Not the same. So these are the differences between chromatic, chromatική κλίμακα, chromatic scale, and διατονική κλίμακα, diatonic scale. And ήχος δεύτερος happens to use the κλίμακα chromatική, and the πλάγιος του τετάρτου happens to use the διατονική κλίμακα. Okay? So these are the two main differences. Take a look at the martyrias. When we were chanting Patera Ion και Άγιο Πνεύμα, we started from ni and we had this martyria of diatonic ni. Πατέρα Υιόν και Άγιον Πνεύμα τριάδα. Flat. Not τριάδα. Τριάδα ομοού. Do you hear that whole tone? If I was here, I wouldn't say ooh, I would say ooh, Sion, ooh, ooh, Sion, que achoriston. But if I was here, que achoriston. You hear the difference between the two? Not the same. So that's basically the difference between two ήχοι, δεύτερος and πλάγιος του τετάρτου ήχος, that they happen to be very, very different from each other. And these are just two of the ήχος, but here's the good news. This diatonic scale is going to be used for several ήχος, not just πλάγιος του τετάρτου. It's not like each of the 8 ήχος have their own κλίμακα. One κλίμακα serves πρώτος ήχος, the first one, the fourth, plagal of first, and plagal of fourth. So this diatonic scale is actually used for 4 of the 8 ήχοι. And this chromatic scale, even though it's used only for the second ήχος, a very similar version of this chromatic scale is used for the plagal second. Okay, so things are not going to be very complicated when we learn about all of the ήχος, because some ήχοι share the same κλίμακες. Okay, all right. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.